I'm Devin Faraci with Badass Digest on CineFix here in Park City, Utah for Sundance 2013. Right now I'm joined by Alex Gibney, the director of We Steal Secrets, the documentary about WikiLeaks. Would you say that the WikiLeaks is in general the biggest news story of the decade?
Yeah, particularly for a younger demographic.
What's interesting about the WikiLeaks story in general is that it's so gray. And in that it's about stealing secrets from people who steal secrets. Right. It's about Julian Assange, who is on one hand a hero for doing this, on the other hand kind of a creepy weirdo, and Bradley Manning sort of caught in the middle. What were you trying to sort of explore in your film?
Well, honestly, when I started the film, to me it was a simple David and Goliath story. Silver Surfer Julian Assange takes on the American state. I thought, well, what a story. Right. But the more you dig into it, the more the white hats and the black hats get enveloped by a sea of gray. I think that's a pretty good way of putting it. And it raises all sorts of questions about how hard it is to tell the truth, how easy it is to tell lies, and how important it is to hold the government to account, but also how personal responsibility is important. You know, WikiLeaks was sold to us as a kind of grand machine, a leaking machine.
Right.
Well, the importance of WikiLeaks is not the machinery, it's really the people involved, and that made it a much more interesting story.
This whole situation is summing up the internet kind of in all of its nasty, weird glory, isn't it?
Well, you're absolutely right, because the internet, on the one hand, is this glorious, beautiful freedom machine. And in many ways, it really is that. On the other hand, it's kind of a maelstrom of cruelty also, as people hide behind, anonymous monikers, and they send hate mail out to people, or they steal their secrets. And so, particularly in the case of the Swedish women, it's become very brutal. These women were badly punished by Assange's supporters because they dared to say that something was wrong with Julian Assange, because people can't separate the man from the deed. This whole story really is a kind of look at the contradictions of the internet, both what's wonderful about it and what's terrible about it.
What do you think is the long-term impact of WikiLeaks? 20 years from now when we're looking back, what do you think we're going to see was the changes, if any, that really came out of this?
I think WikiLeaks exposed the contradictions of the internet, and also exposed the whole issue of what should and shouldn't be secret. So this goes way beyond WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks could end tomorrow, and frankly, there's not much left of WikiLeaks now, and it wouldn't matter because it raised the question, and that's a question that it's going to play itself out over the next 10, 20 years. Well,
Alex, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for making this film. It's terrific. My name is Devin Faraci. This is Badass Digest on CineFix here in Park City, Utah for Sundance 2013. Subscribe so you don't miss a single interview the rest of the week.
Uncle Al and possibly Blaze, Jack, and Pete debate the aquatic movements of giant robots in Pacific Rim. There's only one reason Hollywood goes to Utah: Sundance. Gray Drake gives her best films from the not Butch Cassidy Film Festival. Ben Lyons reviews new movies, Grace Randolph recaps the Golden Globes, and Marlon Wayans stops by to talk about a haunted house. Devin Faraci is on location in Park City for everything badass that Sundance has to offer. Get your film fix. Subscribe to CineFix.